Perfect. Okay, thank you. Awesome. Audio's good, everything's good. Awesome. Thank you for the kind words about the content so far. That's fantastic. So, ranking with artificial intelligence hinges on three things. These are the three things that Google looks for. We've, at this point, ranked hundreds of these pages across North America, and there's three core factors. The first is location, and that's really difficult to manipulate, right? This is your office location. And I always get the question of, can I use my home address for my office? Yes, you can, if you are comfortable enough with Google showing everybody where you live when they type mortgage broker into the search engine. There's lots of people that don't have a problem with that, but you need to know that those are kind of your two options. So that location is your epicenter of where you're going to get rankings from, and you can go up to 50 miles around that business location. The larger the populace of the area where you're located, the smaller your circle is going to be. So when somebody's on their cell phone and they type in mortgage broker and they're a block away from your location, there's a much higher likelihood that you're going to show up on that person's front page if you've done a good job on your website and your website content and all that good stuff. So your location to the marketplace matters, and the way that you set that up is on your Google My Business page, and I'll show you where to claim that in just a second. Now, the second thing that Google looks at is called relevancy, and you build relevancy on your profile and on your website by publishing content on your website. So your Google My Business page sits on top of your website. The more that you optimize your site, the higher you're going to rank your Google My Business page and eventually push yourself into that 3-pack. So you've got to be producing high quality, relevant content that relates to the keywords that you want to rank on. And I'll show you a really cool process that you can swipe here from today's presentation in order to have a really clear blueprint on how to do that. And then authority is the third thing that Google looks at. And what they're trying to establish is who is the most reputable mortgage broker in this local marketplace for this local customer. Google wants to partner searchers with high quality local businesses that are going to give them a good experience, because if the customer has a good experience with a business that they found on the front page of Google, the next time they want to buy something, they're going to go back to Google to do that search to find another local business. And the way that Google has determined to figure out who the most authoritative in the marketplace is backlinks. And these are links where other websites put a hyperlink on their website that points to your website. So if somebody sees the link that says, potentially a real estate partner of yours, and they put on the bottom of every listing, hey, if you want to find out if you can afford the mortgage on this home or what you qualify for, click here to talk to my mortgage broker. When somebody clicks on that link, it takes them to your website. That is a hyperlink. And you want to build as many of those in your local marketplace. And I've got a cool brainstorming exercise for you to show you how to build those. So step one, you need to get your pinpoint. You need to get your location on the map, and you do that through a Google My Business page. So go to business.google.com. They're absolutely free. They now come with a website. It's a phenomenal tool. So if you don't have a website for your business, I know pretty much all of you do, but if you don't, you can build one for free right there with your Google My Business page. So go to business.google.com, fill in your business information, and click save. Make sure that you've got the hyperlink that goes to your website listed on the Google My Business page. If you have any problems setting that up, just head on to Facebook, shoot me a Facebook message, message the business page, post on the wall, and we're happy to help you out there. So that takes care of the location. There's not really a whole lot we can do to optimize that, which is why we need to really focus on relevancy and content and making sure that we build authority. So this is a mind map of what Google looks for and how they categorize information within the mortgage realm. And it's not 100% complete, but I've made it for you so that you would get an idea of how Google is thinking about the mortgage category so that you can plan out your content. This is a content map for a website that we did for one of our higher level consulting clients in mapping out what content we were going to create and when and all that good stuff. So the main category that Google is going to put your business in is mortgage broker. So you need to make sure that the homepage of your website is specific to the phrase mortgage broker, and you have area name, mortgage broker, and then any other related phrases to mortgages in the title tag and in the description of your homepage. Now, underneath the mortgage broker category, Google has subcategories of all of the different types of mortgages within the mortgage broker category. So you can see we've brainstormed out, there's mortgage agent, right? That's a whole other category underneath of mortgage broker. There's first mortgages, and within that category, we see very heavy traffic rates of people that are looking for a 15-year or a 30-year or just rate-based key phrases that they're looking for that aren't necessarily rates. They still have purchase intent attached to them. So that's all under the first mortgage category. Then there's the refinance category, and there's an article that you could write about debt or cash flow or how those two things match up, or how to do a refinance to invest that money back. And each of these categories, reverse mortgages, first-time buyers, second mortgages, and on, each of those needs independent content on your website to be able to rank within the subcategory, okay? So when somebody goes to Google and types in mortgage broker, all of the content on your website is taken into account. Google's trying to establish who's the most relevant mortgage broker in that top level category. But when somebody goes down and starts doing searches for, let's say, first mortgages, that's a subcategory to Google underneath mortgage broker. And if you produce relevant content specific to first mortgages, you get an extra layer of optimization that your competition doesn't have. And that quality content is going to help you outpace and take that traffic in each of those subcategories. So when you look at your website, look at the content that you have produced on your blog. And if you're not publishing at least a monthly blog post on your site, now is the time to map out a content plan for what keywords you want to try and rank on, and then start producing blog content for those specific key phrases. To write blog content really easily, again, we've produced a whole month's content on how to quickly and easily create blog content in the mortgage business. Our number one tip from that is to use your smartphone. Pick a topic, write out the main thing that you're going to teach people, have 3 points that you're going to teach them, and then a summary. And just look at that card, essentially, that you write out on your desk, open up your smartphone, open up an email, hit the voice dictation button on your phone, and talk just like you would to a client. It takes you all of 6 minutes to create very high quality conversational blog content for your website. And then you just take that email it over to your web developer or whoever takes care of your website for you, and shazam, you've got yourself some high quality content on your blog. It's not nearly as hard as a lot of people make it seem. And this is exactly how you need to start, by mapping out everything that you are going to produce. Now, Authority is all about backlinks. So this is a tool called ahrefs.com, and you can use this under a free trial for 4 or 5 searches of your competitors. And what you can do is put your website into this tool, and you're looking at that referring domains number, okay? That tells you how many other websites online are pointing back to your website. So you take your website, look at how many referring domains you have pointed back to you. Then go to Google, type in mortgage broker, take your number 1 competitor in that 3-pack, take their website address, and punch it into the same tool. And that will give you a difference between the number of backlink sources that you have and the number of backlink sources that your competitor has. And that shows you roughly how many backlinks you need to create to pass that competitor on the front page of the search engines. Now, here's another nifty little tip for you. Inside this Ahrefs tool, you can click on that number, and it will show you which websites have linked to your competitor. And you can go down that list and tick off any of them that are business directories or that are open connectors or that are links that you can duplicate. So you can actually go through, reverse engineer the optimization strategy that your competitor has done and match all those links. And what you're doing is essentially stroking them off the list And then when you start building your links, you're much further ahead at the very beginning than you would be if you were trying to replace all of those linking sources. Now, the one thing that I really do want to mention about that is that it's not just a numbers game. It used to be. 2 years ago in SEO, it was, you could almost see it happen overnight. When you surpassed your competitor with the number of links to your website, it was almost like Google, resorted the front page the next day based on that authority. It doesn't work like that anymore. So the quality and the location of the links matters now that artificial intelligence is active on the search engine. So you want to create as many high quality, non-duplicatable local backlinks in your local marketplace. And the people to reach out to build those links are realtors, lawyers, financial planners, and then the different associations that you're part of. In most marketplaces that we see, if you're able to focus on these four, that's enough to give you a bump to get to that 3-pack. So just sit down with a piece of paper, write out all the different realtors that you've got a great relationship with, the same with the lawyers and the financial planners, and then you're simply emailing those people or having your assistant reach out to those people and saying, hey, I'm working on increasing my website ranking, and if you link to my website, it will help boost your website ranking as well. I'd like to do a link sharing agreement with you, or a link sharing agreement with you, and I'll place a link on my site that points to yours. If you place a link on your website that points to mine, and you link share with these people, and it's a great way to build a very, very authoritative, non-duplicatable backlink process in your local marketplace. Wow, if that wasn't a mouthful. And I apologize that that got a little bit technical, but it's what you have to do in order to get results. So I can't very well not tell you what's getting results. It is a little bit technical, but you can absolutely do it if you have the time to do it. If not, it's definitely worth investing in somebody that's working on your team or somebody else to potentially have that done for you. The ultimate goal is to get it so that when somebody types in your buying key phrase, you show up on that map and you've got a great foot forward. You don't necessarily have to be the #1 top rated, but you do need to be #1 or #2. And that's what you're going for. So you can see here, in Guelph, when people are typing in marketing agency, Connection Incorporated, our company, is ranked in that A position, and we ranked it there using the exact same strategy that I just showed you. Your buying phrase is mortgage broker. Focus on that one first and then extend from there. Okay? And again, any questions that you have, just type those into the chat panel, and I will answer all of those questions during our Q&A period. All right. So #2 here is Facebook ads. And I've got a subtitle inside here. This is how a 68-year-old mortgage broker generated a 507% ROI from Facebook ads in 1 year. So we decided to do this on a case study basis because a lot of people get to see Facebook ads, but they just get to see the hype that's in front of them as far as, hey, you can generate leads for $1 a piece and you can have 700 of them in 1 day. Like, we're all on Facebook. You all see those crazy ads that are out there. So rather than just show you how to generate the leads, I wanted to show you how we're generating the quality leads that are actually turning into closed deals. So I'm going to start with the numbers and then take you through the process of how the account was set up in order to generate those results. So you can see with the big red arrow up in the top right-hand corner, this is looking back at over a year's period, and there was a total budget spent in that square down in the bottom of $3,405.42, which is an average of just over $5 a day spent in advertising. Sometimes we had some boosted posts and stuff that we would add into the mix just to test some things out. But our grand total, $3,405. Oh, sorry, it was $10 a day. That's what I get for doing math in my head live, right? So we were $10 a day, and that built 5,719 total clicks to the lead generation website that we were generating, which is an average cost per click of 60 cents. We generated roughly 104 leads at $32.74 per lead, and that resulted in 6 transactions closed for a grand total of $17,268 in commission. Now, the full disclaimer here the professional that I am helping to run this marketing system is still an active client, and like it says in the title, he is of a vintage where he doesn't need to work very hard and does the mortgage business because he loves it and he enjoys helping his clients and customers. So hardcore follow-up is not in his vocabulary, and he repels it at every opportunity that he can. So basically, these deals got 1 or 2 phone calls from him after they opted in on the website. If they didn't respond after that, there was no email follow-up system in place after that, and there was no phone call system in place after that. It was literally get the lead, call the lead a couple of times, and that was it. So that's what has generated this result as far as turning those leads into actual transactions. And just to further those numbers for you, you've probably already done the math on it. It's $17,268 gross, $3,405 in ad spend, which is $13,862.58 in profit, which is a 507% return on investment, or $5.07 returned for every dollar invested in Facebook ads. Now, here is the targeting that we used to target those people on Facebook. So we have a process where we'll basically take these and duplicate them into other people's Facebook accounts. So you can see on the left-hand side, we've got an Excel spreadsheet that we can upload to Facebook with this targeting on it. And this tells them where to put the targeting and then what the targeting tag is. So we're targeting people that are that have a behavior of interested in getting a mortgage online, and then additional interests are adjustable rate mortgages, fixed rate mortgages, mortgage broker, mortgage calculator, mortgage loan originator, mortgage loan specialist, and refinancing. And the ads are targeted to, do you know how much home that you can afford? And then we put like a little pricing calculation together, and I'll show you the ad in just a second. And then industry and business industry, personal finance and mortgage loans. What we're doing there is we're excluding people, and so when you go into Facebook to set up your targeting, there's this little blue button that says exclude people. You can click on that button and just type in mortgage broker, and it'll say, job or profession beside it, and you just click that, and it will make it so that your ads don't show to anybody who has listed themselves as a mortgage broker, so that you're not showing your ads to your competitors in your local marketplace. I mean, it's not a really big deal, but it's helpful for some people in some marketplaces. Now, this is the ad that we ran that generated the best response out of that year-long testing and that budget that we spent on Facebook. So the mortgage payment for the average home in and then the area name is on their market, is just $850 a month. And then what we did was we took the board statistics from the real estate board where they had published what the average home price was, right? So we're saying, here's the average home price in the marketplace, doing the calculation on what a mortgage would be in today's environment, and then publishing that as the monthly payment. And so real estate board just released the average home price in the marketplace at $850 per month with 20% down, or $1,185 with 5% down. Call today to find out how much you qualify for. So that's the ad. Keeping in mind, we want these people to call because the monthly payment is something that they are confident that they're going to be able to afford. So remember, there's lots of offers out there that we could put out there that would generate a whole lot more response, right? There's all kinds of different ways that you can bait people into responding to the advertisements and get a greater response. But what this advertisement is designed to do is to get rid of anybody that goes, whoa, look at that monthly payment. I can't, that's not for me, right? So we're repelling all of the people that we don't want and attracting the people that are most likely within that mortgage category to actually be able to process and fund, right? So the ad is doing just as much to attract people as it is to repel people, which is very important in your advertising. So make sure that you keep that in mind. That's been very helpful for us with the quality of the leads that we see coming through the process. Now the other one, once you have your cost per lead optimized, you can scale based on your volume leads. So we went to $10 a day, optimized within that, and we were busy enough for this client to say, you know what, I don't need to go past $10 a day. But in that marketplace, we could very easily go to $20 a day, $30 a day, $40 a day, until that scale starts to tinker with our cost per lead, at which point we would dial it back just a little bit, re-optimize the campaign, and then scale it again. So the return works the same for an independent producer as it does potentially an office with 10 people in it, all running off the same lead gen system. The only thing that's different is the budget, right? And the management of that budget. You just run more ad sets, more budget across those ad sets, and that's how you scale a Facebook campaign. So for those of you that are on the marketing side of things, and all the marketing directors and everybody that we are lucky enough to have on these webinars, that's what you want to do within that environment. You want to start with a very small budget, establish the cost per lead, and then scale based on the cost per lead and the feedback that you're getting from the agents on the quality of the lead that's coming through the system. I also wanted to brainstorm out a couple of other opportunities for you. So on the left, we've got a refinance copy that did pretty well. Again, you can probably tell where we're going with that. Did you know you can refinance all your high interest debt in today's record low mortgage rates? Obviously, that copy is going to change a little bit based on what's happened in the marketplace, but you get the idea. And then reverse mortgages, which are pulling very nicely through Facebook ads with not ads based on rate or the actual products, but on the eliminating the mystique. But anyways. I won't get too deep into how to write an ad and the mentality behind that. So those are your Facebook ad campaigns, and that's essentially how to target those people on Facebook, the targeting that we use, and the mentality that we put behind our advertisements while we're driving them to an offer. So what we've got now, if we take a second and look at our overall structure, we're looking at the front page of Google and sites like Yelp and 3Best Rated and all those other services that are out there. We want to optimize our website with good content, high quality backlinks, so that we're showing up on the front page of Google. You've got to get ratings and reviews from your past clients and customers. I recommend a service called Social Survey. They do a brilliant job, and it's very cost effective to get ratings and reviews from your past clients and customers. When somebody searches for a mortgage broker, you're showing up and you're capturing that lead that has the highest purchase intent. Underneath that, you're then going to use demographics to target people that are likely to be interested in mortgages, and you are attracting them with an offer, right? So I've given you a purchase intent funnel and a pursuit funnel, both which work, but generate a different style of lead. Now, what we're going to do is turn all of that into more profit in the business. This is where the rubber really meets the road, because you're probably already generating leads in your mortgage businesses, and this is going to help you convert people, whether they're a referral from a realtor or from a financial planner or from a past customer, or it's a Facebook ad or it's a Google ad. Doesn't matter what it is, this next step in the training is going to help you convert more of everybody into clients and customers. So I wanted to start with some shocking statistics. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect beyond the first communication. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and stop, going all the way down to the bottom, and comparing that to 80% of sales are made on the 5th to the 12th contact that somebody gets from a sales professional. Now, I want to be cognizant of our time, but I think it's worth ruminating on that for just a second. Think about your process and what's been happening with the leads that you have into your business and the past customers that you have in your business since, let's say, January, right? We're just over half a year now. And think about all of the contacts that you've had in your business. And these sessions are so phenomenal because it helps us get out of working in the day-to-day business and answering emails and being on our phones and all that kind of stuff, and get to that higher level where we can identify where the profit is in our business. If you've got this dialed in, congratulations. A lot of us are so busy in the business that it's very difficult to actually make the type of quality follow-up that is necessary in order to make the most out of all of the leads and all the referrals that we have in our business. So that leads us to the question of what's easier to change, your habits or your processes. And I should say our habits and our processes, because we're growing in this together. We're all in this together, right? So it would be my recommendation that processes are a lot easier to change. And that leads us to our big problem. You're so busy in your business that you don't have time to set up the assets that you need to capture all this missed opportunity. But if you had the systems in place to automatically follow up with every lead, automatically follow up with every past customer, automatically follow up with your referral partners, you could be working much less and hitting much larger targets with the same amount of work that you're actually putting in now. You can focus your time down and actually just focus on process rather than feeling like you've got to work on process and keeping up with all the changes that are happening in the marketplaces and putting out fires in the business and then working with the customers and then working on the lead follow-up and keeping the business busy, right? So the solution is automated lead generation and nurturing, automated referral partner systems, automated post-close referral machines, and automated database referral marketing. And I'm going to stop here just for 1 second and make it clear that those are 4 completely different things. They are all CRM based, they are all follow-up systems, but they all have independent, unique content inside each one of them, and that content should be specific to you and your business and your branding and your beliefs and your core values and really the experience that you give to your end client and end customer that comes out of your business. So with those 4 systems, we essentially break that down and turn it into what I call the super system. So what I've done is I've taken, just like you saw in our content plan, I've mapped out all of the different sources that you can potentially have in your mortgage business for a lead. And you can map this out in your own business. I use a website called bubble.us, which sounds a little bit weird, BUBBL.us. And it just helps you clarify what's in your mind on the screen to make sure that it makes sense and reorganize it so that it flows. And you've got general purchase leads, retargeting leads, you've got a refinance campaign, a second mortgage campaign, free reports and special offers that you're giving out, and then specialty programs. If you're a broker, you've got a broker recruitment program where you're running Facebook ads or Google ads or advertisements online to promote, right? Then you've got your past customers, and then you've got your referral partners, right? Each of those verticals are systems and assets that you need to have in the business. And in order to make those work, you essentially need 3 things. You need Facebook campaign assets, so Facebook targeting, Facebook ads, all built and set up to go to the lead generation page, right? Then you need the lead generation page, which is your website lead capture assets. And then you need a CRM on the back end so that when those systems produce a lead, there's an automatic process that happens every single time to follow up on those people and get those contacts to 8 contacts, 10 contacts, 12 contacts, so that you're converting as many of those leads as possible into actual opportunities in your mortgage business. Now again, to show you behind the scenes, this is what these Facebook assets look like. So just like on the mind map, what happens is you duplicate that mind map that you start with inside a Facebook campaign. So you create one campaign for your buyers, right? And inside there you have buyer targeting, and you've got buyer advertisements, and when people click on those ads, they're going to go to the buyer lead generation page, and when they opt in on that buyer lead generation page, it is going to put them into a follow-up campaign on the back end that is specific to the buying offer or behavior that that person has. And then for each of the different types of customers that you want to build in your business, you have a different campaign. And I don't have it in the slide presentation because I didn't want this to be too overwhelming, but you have an identical campaign structure inside Google ads or Instagram ads or YouTube ads or wherever it is that you're running advertisements, Kijiji. You have an asset where you build out that advertising campaign once, and then as you want to generate more leads or scale back your leads, you just turn them on or turn them up or turn them down, right? This is your traffic, and that goes into your conversion system. So you need website assets. This is a screenshot of one of our client websites where the Facebook campaigns match all of the different lead generation pages that are built on the main page of the website. So just like I said, if you've got a purchase campaign on Facebook, that's going to go to a purchase-based lead generation page on your website. So they all match. And you can look at your Facebook campaign, look at your website, and look at your CRM and know which campaign is driving which traffic into which funnel, right? So those are what your website assets look like. And then those tie together with your CRM assets. So this is a screenshot of our Infusionsoft campaign, and each of these circles here is a web form that's installed on a website, right? So this is the website. The website generates the leads and then puts it into a campaign sequence or a nurture sequence inside the CRM. You don't have to use Infusionsoft. I just like it because it works for this stuff really well, but you can use any CRM program to do this. And so what happens is you've got advertising campaigns on Facebook or Instagram or Google, wherever you're running them. Those are targeting your audience, giving the right advertisement, driving them to a lead generation page, and then putting that person into Infusionsoft. This is an actual map out of a funnel that we used to generate leads for business owners that are looking to get qualified for a mortgage. So you go on Facebook, target business owners, write ads specific to business owners, landing page specific to business owners, and then a CRM follow-up campaign specific to business owners, right? You get it. So, and any questions, I realize I'm going a little bit quick here, just let me know. Now, this is what the follow-up sequence looks like inside Infusionsoft after a lead opts in. It starts at the top and weaves its way down. Like, remember that game Snake that you used to get on the original Blackberries or the original Nokia phones, where it would eat the square and then it would get bigger and bigger? I kind of think our Infusionsoft campaigns kind of work like that sometimes. They just get bigger and bigger and the snake gets longer and longer. But this is what it looks like. So they come in, you apply a tag to tell the CRM where it came from, then you send them an email. Then you set a follow-up reminder for whoever it is that's following up on the lead. If that's you, then, ding, you're going to get a cell phone notification that says, hey, you've got a new lead, call this person. Then it waits, then it sends them another follow-up, or you another reminder to follow up with that lead. And that system processes through until you have enough touch points and you have enough relationship with that person that they feel comfortable using you for their mortgage. And it's important to note that all of that happens automatically. Once you set it all up, it's good to go. You can just turn the Facebook ads on and the rest of the system takes care of itself. If you think about your database, you should have an automated system for your database post-close that takes people through a process. It doesn't have to be intense, like every 7 days. You could email them once a month, but you could send out really highly relevant information to your past customer database, take an afternoon to write the emails, and have a year-long automated sales system that generates referrals from your past clients and your past referrals. And I know that there's programs out there that are sending newsletters and that kind of stuff out there, but this will give you that extra layer of personalization and results from your database, if that helps. So that's what it looks like, and that's what I encourage you to take the time and take time out of working in your business to work on your business, because I can assure you it is difficult to do. I can assure you that it's complicated and you're going to run into the feeling of overwhelm. But if you take the slides from today's presentation and the determination to say, you know what, I'm going to work a little bit less next year and I'm going to make more. And in order to be able to do that, I got to have these assets in place. And then just give the extra little bit of effort to get through that wall of overwhelm and actually get it implemented, you will be able to work less and make more and have more fun at your job and focus on the things that are your money-making activities, or the things that you just enjoy doing, right? Automating these processes are just, it's a fantastic experience, and I want it for you, which is why I made it part of this final presentation that we have here today in an open environment, because I wanted to share this with as many of you as possible, because I know it can make a significant impact in your business and hopefully in your life. So specifically what we learned: how to focus on purchase intent buyers first, how to set up and leverage social advertising into automated lead generation systems, and then how to leverage follow-up automation to make your business more profitable. So if you would like me to brainstorm and potentially walk you through one of these systems. I may not be able to do all of them. We've got a significant number of people registered and here attending the webinar, and thank you all for staying. I'll give you a free 30-minute business planning session over the phone. It'll either be myself or one of our very passionate advisors that we have here as part of Connection Incorporated. If you go to cwjstone.com/funnel, you can book one of those, and those again are a gift. There's no, you don't have to pay for them, just like this webinar. It's 100% free content, and that is provided to you on behalf of First National Financial as a big thank you for being part of this series. And I will do as many of these personally as I possibly can. But time is somewhat limited. So go out to cwjstone.com/funnel to take advantage of that. And again, a big thank you to First National Financial for putting together today's event. So with that, we're going to hop out of our PowerPoint presentation here. And I am going to turn on the webcam, and let's get into your Q&A here. So any questions that you have about this process, go ahead, type those into the chat box, and I will fire up the webcam and get those answered for you. And we'll spend, maybe 10 minutes here during the Q&A, and any questions that I don't get to, we'll get to via email. So we'll go ahead here, and we will share the webcam. All right, hey, this is what I look like after talking for an hour straight. And I really hope that you enjoyed the presentation. So we've got this all pulled up. Thank you so much for the kind words. So for Paula, Chris, are you recording this session? Yes, absolutely. We are recording this session. I'll let you know I did an event 2 weeks ago, and the recording was read. Everything was good, and we shut down the meeting, and there was nothing there. So I'm going to do my best to make sure that a recording does go out, but it's never guaranteed with GoToMeeting. So we've been using Google for the rest of them, and it is flawless. This one is GoToMeeting, and I'll get you the recording if I can. So yes, absolutely. Normally we'll post them on over the weekend, so Saturday and Sunday it'll be up. We'll leave this one up Monday, Tuesday, and then we'll take it down on Tuesday, and then it gets put inside a membership area that you can get access to through your First National account manager, and that has all 36 episodes of our web series in it. And I'm hoping at some point that potentially becomes a product that we're able to offer out in the marketplace, but you can get it, you can get access to that for free just by going to your account manager. So thank you for that. This question is from Diane. Which CRM software would you recommend? So Infusionsoft, absolutely, without a doubt. I should probably put a disclaimer in there. So most recently, we've gone through at the agency level of Connection Incorporated as a business, you've got to go through this vetting process, and then they make you a certified partner. So our team, the development team, as well as our operations team, has all been vetted through Infusionsoft, and we're now an Infusionsoft certified partner. So those campaigns that you saw, I can take those and set you up with an Infusionsoft account and upload everything into them. We're also a Facebook, what do they call it? Facebook certified something, but we have access to a special Facebook interface where we can take our Facebook campaigns and upload them into client accounts as well. So basically we can take that whole super system that you saw and download it into your business. It's like a business in a box. Then it's just a matter of customizing all of the email copy that's in there and then launching it out in the business. So, but building it yourself is totally doable. It takes time, but can certainly be done. And the layout that I gave you on the presentation here today is exactly how we mapped it out and built it. So you can take the resources that I used to map that out and build your own system. No problem. So hopefully that helps. So John asks, how much is it for everything? So John, there's no real sales pitch or bonuses or hey, get it today and scarcity and all that kind of weird stuff. So if you want to book the funnel consultation, cwjstone.com/funnel, we can give you pricing on that stuff. That super system it's unique. It's for a very small number of people. It's if you've got a very advanced business, it's designed for that type of marketplace. and it's priced accordingly. So, but you can cwjstone.com will walk you through how to set your own system up so that you have everything that you need at the end of that call. And then if the pricing makes sense, we'll let you know about that as long as we feel it's a good fit. So thank you for the question. That's awesome and great to have you here. A great question from another John, who says, is video blog content as effective as text blog content? And that is a fantastic question. So from a search engine perspective, the text of the video content is more effective because Google can actually read it. They're not yet at the point where they can transcribe a full video and then index that and then use the index ranking algorithm on it. It's coming very shortly. You can, when you upload a YouTube video now, if you go into the advanced settings, there's a button that you can press and they'll transcribe your video, and it's good. They don't make many mistakes. It's actually really well done. So that's definitely coming. But right now you have to type it out on the website. Now, what we do at the agency for all of our SEO clients to rank them is we write out all of the blog content, and then the account manager makes a video of the blog content. So it's essentially us reading over the page of the actual blog content so that we can put it on YouTube. Put the keywords into YouTube, put the tags into YouTube, and then syndicate that video out, which gives you a bump not only on the Google My Business page, but also in the regular organic rankings as well. So that would be my recommendation. It's either one of the two. You produce the video, then have it transcribed, and then have that transcription on the blog post, or you write out the blog post the way that you want it, and then have that turned into a video. But it's my recommendation that you have both on the content that you do produce. Vula asks, can I get the slides? Yes, I don't normally publish the slides, but again, because this is a special event, this is the last event that we're doing publicly with First National, I am going to publish the slides. I'm going to put them on SlideShare, which is technically LinkedIn, and then in the email that we send out probably tomorrow with the recording of the event, fingers crossed, I'll include that slide presentation as well. Kathleen asks, what's the website that you use to check out yourself and other website rankings? That tool is called Ahrefs, or people call it Ahrefs. So ahrefs.com, and it's a phenomenal tool, and I think you can do up to 5 searches before the free trial ends. So make sure that you've done your research first on who your competitors are, and then go out and do that. Little side note, if you run out of searches, you can clear your browser history and your cache. Go back in and do it again. You didn't hear it from me, right? So our next question, very kind words. Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate having you on the event, and thank you for your kind words and feedback. Our next question. So John is looking for some sample landing pages examples, and yes, absolutely. So internally, you know, I've run enough traffic just in the mortgage business that I can definitely show you some examples of some fantastic content. Patrick, awesome content. Thank you for the kind words. Our next question is from David. David says, do you find Google or Facebook ads more cost effective? David, fantastic question. And I will, I'm going to make this answer as short as I possibly can. I tend to go on a little bit of a rant because I'm a data guy. I love analytics and data. And when you track cost per lead exclusively, that's somewhat of a trap. What you actually want to track is cost per acquisition and return on investment. And I cannot count the number of businesses where I've gone in and we do a paid consultation. So we'll go into their AdWords account, look at their AdWords, look at their analytics, and then match that up against the customer list. Like, okay, so you've spent $50,000 on AdWords or whatever it is, right? Like, let's go look at all the forms that were submitted through all your pay-per-click lead generation systems. Let's look at all your fundings and let's track, okay, where did all the fundings come from, and match those back, right? And more often than not, the leads that cost more per click are funding, and the leads that are less per click are not. So Facebook is cheaper. Their cost per clicks are cheaper. Your demographic targeting, the way that they do it, you don't have as much competition. There's more remnant traffic just because it's social traffic, it's not search traffic. So, if somebody's on Facebook for an hour, they can serve a lot more impressions than Google can with that same person that's doing 9 searches over an hour or whatever it is, right? So you can generate a lot more clicks on Facebook, and that means that you can generate a lower cost per lead on Facebook. But if you go back to the pyramid at the very beginning of our presentation here together, that's not purchase intent traffic. And purchase intent traffic will convert higher. So on some funnels and some of the feedback that we're getting, it's roughly 1 out of every 10 phone calls that comes into a business from Google. Like, hey, I saw you on the front page of Google with the ratings and reviews. 1 out of every 10 of those phone calls is turning into an actual funded loan, like a customer, right? Whereas you've got to chew through 50, 60, sometimes even more Facebook forms that are being filled out to get the same level of contacts to potentially get maybe the same conversion rate on those contacts that you make. So if you're just looking at cost per lead, those Google leads cost a lot more. But if you look on return on investment, you're actually getting a better ROI, especially when you take your time into account on the Google leads than you are the Facebook leads. So rant ended. Make sure that you're tracking everything, not just from a lead perspective, but through to, okay, how many of these people am I actually talking to? What's my cost per call or my cost per consultation? And then from consultation through to application, and then of those applications, what's your funding ratio, and then from funding ratio, return on investment, right? The data is power. And when you really dial in your analytics like that, that will give you one normally traffic source that is going to produce 80% or maybe a little bit less, but the large majority of the results that you're seeing in the business. So hopefully that helps. Patrick, thank you very much for the kind words and the excellent information. So Sandra, yes, we will be emailing out a copy. Yes, Paula, I will make sure that you're taken care of, and I would love to. I mean, cwjstone.com/funnel. Just put a little note in there. Say, hey, it's Paula. I'd love to catch up with you and just see how things are going, and more talk about the family than anything, but hope all is well. So Diana, no, there's absolutely no charge for this webinar or the information that we've produced. There's no charge for the recording, and there's no charge for the slide presentation. Everything here is sponsored by First National. They really are here to help the industry and help you grow your business, and that's why they sponsor these events. So again, a big thank you to First National Financial for sponsoring us here today. So another question. A professional I've worked with has asked me to join a service. Any thoughts on that product? Seems like a fair bit of work so far to set it all up. So in today's environment, I'm not comfortable talking about a service that I don't really know that much about. I'm going to defer on that question. Sorry, Leanne, I like to give everybody all the answers to all the questions, but I just can't speak about other people in the industry or other businesses within the industry. So sorry I read that question. I should have vetted that before I put it out there. Sorry, everybody. And from Tyler. Tyler says, is it possible to rank on the top 3 Google business in multiple locations? And thank you for the great webinar. You are absolutely welcome. And the answer to that question is sort of. So if you've got a multiple location, as in it's within that 50-mile radius, yes, you can. So what would be a good example of that? So if you're in a fairly decent-sized population area, so let's take Guelph as an example. So probably nobody knows Guelph or the locations around it, but we'll go with that. So if you're in Guelph, like up the road 7 minutes from Guelph is a place called Rockwood, right? So if you get a really strong presence in Guelph and you've optimized and you're in that 3-pack in Guelph, there's a very high likelihood that when somebody in Rockwood types in mortgage broker, that map is going to show Guelph as well, and you've got the opportunity to rank in that specific marketplace. But if you're talking about Guelph and Vancouver, on the other side in a different province, then no, you need a separate business location. Chances are good that you need independent business locations to rank in independent marketplaces that are outside of that. So hopefully that helps. And book that consultation, because I have a process that we use. You know that mind map that I did on the content for the product types? So if you think about that from a geographic perspective, you can also map out a content plan for the areas that are around you. And what you do is you produce really high quality, almost like, what do they call it? Where, it's not like a welcome wagon, but you know where they have those websites where it's just all about the city, and it's all the information about like what festivals are going on and what the major things about the town are, and you see them pop up on Facebook every once in a while, like the 10 best things about Guelph. We write articles like that, put them on mortgage websites, and link out to really high authority sites like the homepage of the city, Wikipedia, any type of localization, or other town information that we can get, the local newspapers, all that stuff. We categorize that all in a blog post about the city. And what that does is it creates domain authority within our domain, within the localization of the place. And then we're able to translate that to a ranking in the mortgage business, because we're already in authority because of our mortgage content. And then we get like a location authority due to the content on the place. So you're mapping two content plans together. One is a location-based content plan, and the other is a keyword-based content plan based on the topic of the mortgage. So that is sorry, that went a little bit off there. So Aaron, phenomenal feedback, very helpful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Joe says, what are some of the top rating sites a broker should work with? So, I can't believe you're going to make me say this, Joe. But Yelp is becoming one of those services that's popping up in pretty much every major marketplace that we're seeing right now. I don't know why Google is giving them such authority in a local space. I would not pay for the advertisements on that service. I'm not technically, but that would be one. 3bestrated.com has certainly made a lot of traction in a very short period of time. I would definitely check that service out. And every marketplace is going to be different based on the artificial intelligence algorithm. So when you do a search in Guelph and then you do a search in Kitchener, it is a completely different list of websites and data sources. So if you think about the front page like a data point map, it is they're listing out all the different data points that they're using to rank those businesses in the 3-pack. So just go through type mortgage broker into the search engine, go through the first 3 pages and sign up on any of the top rating sites that show up on the front page of Google, and that's going to give you the greatest boost. And those are also going to be the services that are getting the traffic, right? So even though you're not going to get a whole ton of phone calls off of anything that's on page 2 of Google, that's a backlink play, but anybody that's on the front page, you're going to get additional phone calls from ranking on that as well. Keisha says, awesome webinar. Thank you so much for your expertise and knowledge. So I'll throw this out there. I would love some of this feedback on Facebook. You know, if you head on over to Facebook, tag me in a post. My name is Chris Johnstone, or tag your First National account manager post on their business page, or go to the First National, the residential business page, First National Residential on Facebook, and leave some kind comments there. I would really appreciate that. Just let them know that you know, the content was fantastic. Majid, thank you. I'm glad that I made it easy to understand. Tyler, I'll book a 30-minute session in the near future. Tyler, the time is now, brother. You know, if we do things later, the likelihood of getting them done dwindles. So if you want one, go ahead and claim it now. Don't worry, you can book it 3 weeks in advance, but book it today so that you've got it in your calendar to make sure that it happens. So from Chuck says, can you explain that local content strategy again? Yeah, sure. So very quickly, write a blog post just about whatever city you want to rank in, right? And make it over 1,000 words, and give people really good quality content about that market. So what are the local festivals that happen? What's the population size? Why do people like it? Is there like a national post ranking where that city is, you know, ranked well in cities across your province or across Canada? then list out, the different charitable associations that work out of that area, things that people love about the city. And all you're doing is just getting people so that when they type in Guelph, your website has a chance to rank for that phrase, because you've written an article where people that are thinking about moving to the marketplace, or people that are proud of where they live, will read it and go, wow, that's really well done. I learned something from that. Or, yeah, hey, of the 6 high schools that are there, I went to one of those high schools, or whatever it is. You're just categorizing and indexing information that's mattered about the internet all in one condensed blog post, and gaining authority for the city or the town that you're writing about, right? And just quality content. So hopefully that helps. And with that, we're at 3:18. My goodness, we've gone over time. And well, I wanted to get you as much value as possible. So for those of you that stuck around, well, all of you that stuck around, that's amazing. Thank you so much. My name is Chris Johnstone. I can't tell you that this is bittersweet for me. We've done 36 months, 3 years worth of webinar content in this format, and I'm just so thankful for you and your attendance and your feedback. Our most recent survey that we sent out had over 95% of the people that filled out that survey said that it was valuable and helped them grow their business, and that's just phenomenal. So yeah, we're signing off, and I really appreciate First National. Thank you for sponsoring this webinar series. I can't wait for next month. It's going to be fantastic. To all of you, it's been my absolute pleasure to share with you, and I hope we get I hope our paths cross in the near future. From me and my family here to you and yours there, much love, and I'll see you around. Thanks, everybody.